Hey, welcome to the show. It's the franchise back again in your ears. I'm the D Train, Daniel Ehrenberg, and Logan's over there. We're talking about Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo today, as well as its belated sequel, Deuce Bigalow, European Gigolo. How's it going, Logan?
Going pretty terrible. I had to watch two Deuce Bigalow movies.
What was wrong with that?
Well, I guess we'll get into it. I don't want to spoil my opinion of the movies.
Well, I mean, Deuce Bigalow. I mean,
He is an
all right,
iconic
let's get
character. You
into
got
it.
to give that to him.
Iconic.
Everyone
I
knows
feel like
Deuce
we
Bigalow.
toss around the word iconic a little too loosely these
Come
days.
on. You go on a date, you
Uh,
say, "Do you know Deuce Bigalow?" They would know.
if I
Who
went on a
plays
date
Deuce
and brought up Deuce
Bigalow? Everyone
Bigalow,
knows.
I would hope that the woman would just leave.
Really?
On a first date, you shouldn't bring up Deuce Bigalow. That's for the second date, the Deuce, as they
Oh
call
boy.
it. Hey, people don't really talk about this, but he just named. I mean, Deuce is just shit, right?
Is Deuce? I actually had a. It was Deuce his name before the gigoloing, or was that his? Did he come up with that for the?
No, that's his name. That's not like a stage name. His
Okay.
birth name is Deuce Bigalow. But Deuce, it means number two. It's code for shit. For I have to take a deuce, a shit. And that's his name.
Yeah. What? He should
His name
change
is
it
Shit Bigalow.
at the point where your
No,
name is Bigelow. I think you have to be a gigolo or a
Can
wrestler and go
you
by
get
Van
out of
Dam.
fucking kayfabe with me for 2 seconds and discuss that this was a film created by a bunch of rich white men post Saturday Night Live, and like they named it Shit Bigelow.
Listen, the whole that's your that's where we're starting. The whole movie is stupid.
But from the title, surely this is a hooky title, right? Because it rhymes. Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo.
Yeah.
Well, I saw it. I saw it in theaters. My dad took me to see this. He was excited about it. He loved
You're
it.
13. I'm sure you
Yeah,
loved it too. What'd you think?
I thought it was okay, but it
Wait,
was
your dad
honestly
loved it? That's
my
hilarious.
dad loved this movie. Like, I bet if you asked my dad today, like, what do you think of Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo? He'd still have like fond memories of
Did he
it.
go to the sequel?
I don't know that he
It
did. It
was
was like
6
six
years
years
later.
later. No one cared. But yeah, I remember it was February. So this movie came out December 10th, 1999, but I didn't see it when it first came out. There's too much other shit. It's December 1999. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, come on.
I gotta see like American Beauty
The
and
world's
shit.
about
Fuck
to
off.
end. You're probably scared about that.
Yeah, I'm worried about fucking Y2K, of course. Uh, but my dad, it was like the one trip my dad ever took me on down to Florida, and we were down there for like a long time. He took me to like in February during like you're on vacation or whatever,
Yeah? People on
and
vacation in February?
yeah, right.
Really?
That's a thing.
Is that a known thing? February is like
Yeah, there's like
vacation
a high
season?
school break in February for like 2 weeks or something.
For what?
I don't remember.
Okay. All right, sure.
All right, so anyway, we were down in Florida. First, we went to Disney World and Epcot and MGM Studios, not Universal. I don't remember why, but that was just not something my father thought
Were you
to do.
pissed about that? Were you like
Um,
making a big deal about it?
no, only in hindsight. Only like when people would bring up Universal Studios, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, we didn't do that. What was up with that?" So anyway, we went to my grandma lived in West Palm Beach, and she's dead now. But we went to go visit her, and there's not a lot to do down there, so we would just go to the movies a lot. And one time they took me to like the real movie theater, but mostly we went to this discount theater where the movies were only like $3 or something. But all the movies that were playing in that theater were movies that came out like a few months ago and no one really cared about that much
Yeah.
anymore. All right. So we went to go see Deuce Bigalow, Mount Gigolo in that theater, as well as Double Jeopardy with Ashley Judd and Tommy Lee Jones.
Okay.
All right. The one movie they took me to see at the Nice Theater was Scream 3. I very
Deuce
distinctly
and
remember all
double.
of those.
That's interesting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you know, and it was like we were there with my dad's mistress, so maybe my dad was just thinking about his double life.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Shout out to Kathy. Hope you're doing all right. Um, fucking. All right. So yeah, we went and my dad just like busted a fucking gut at this movie, lost it.
Yeah.
I remember him like sitting
Which part
there.
do you remember?
Yeah, like the part where like the narcoleptic girl falls asleep in the restaurant. Like
Oh
I
my
remember my dad
gosh.
like really laughing at that.
Wow. All right.
I know. I know. All right. So I mean, let's get into it, right?
Yeah. Which movie's which? You're gonna have to help me out.
Well, one's about hey, in one he's in America, in one he's in Amsterdam. That shouldn't be that difficult.
Yeah. Sure.
You can't tell these movies apart?
Uh, once we're talking, I'm sure I will. They're
I
very
think it's
similar.
like I think it's like Blart, man. Like the first one is far better than the second one.
Really? I don't think
Like
so at all.
not good. I wouldn't say good, but better.
I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, before we go forward, I also want to give a quick shout out to P. Dot Kyle Padovano,
Absolutely.
who is like a top all time listener of the podcast. He's requested so many of these fucking things. He's probably, I mean, not even probably, definitely the number one monetary contributor to this podcast, other than like my mom.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So like, I mean, the guy's the man. He's given us some shit over the years, like your Children of the Corns and your Deuce Bigalows, but he's also given us some incredible stuff. And like always, just like a productive member of the franchise society. An easy top 5 listener for life.
I would say top 3.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah. So a toast. I would say a toast, Logan,
Yeah.
to Kyle Padovano. Everybody raise your glasses high.
Your
This is
glass
his
of
last.
blended fish. They got blended by a blind woman.
Yep. This is his final pick of shit we're gonna cover on the main show. But I'll tell you what,
Maybe people do
this
stuff in the future, but not for right now.
this guy is so brazen. He heard me call last week his penultimate pick. He's already slid into my DMs suggesting some Patreon picks.
Wow.
And, you know, I wanted to just be like, Kyle, you are overstepping your bounds. But then, like, 2 of the ideas were really good. So, maybe
Listen,
do
we're
it.
open to everything.
Yeah. So, shout out to Kyle. All right. Anyway, going forward. This movie was written by Mr. Robert Schneider and his pal Harris Goldberg, a Jew. Rob Schneider does not think that Harris Goldberg deserves rights in this country, but God damn it if he won't write a movie with
Is that
him.
one of his opinions?
Well, he's just the worst. Just the worst.
Is Schneider not a Jewish name?
No. I don't know what Rob Schneider is.
No. Okay, sorry.
He's weird. He's one of these dudes like Clarence Thomas who like on the surface should be liberal because he's married to a Mexican woman and has like a bunch of like interracial kids, and yet he's still just like he's like the hardest core Trump loser.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sucks. This movie, Harris Goldberg, by the way, like didn't go on to much. He worked on The Master of Disguise with Dana Carvey.
Yeah.
Yeah, you familiar with that?
I'm familiar with it. Can't say
Do you remember the
I've
character's
seen it.
name?
No, what is it?
Pistachio Disguisey.
All right.
I'll never forget that. Like even I feel like even if I was like on my deathbed and I was like all gummed up with Alzheimer's and shit, if somebody was like, "What's your name?" I'd be like, "Farts, farts," and then they'd be like, "Yeah, but what was the main character from Master of Disguise?" I'd be like, "Obviously, Pistachio Disguisey."
Yeah. All right. Congratulations, Pistachio Disguisey, for leaving such a mark.
You didn't like that scenario I laid out there?
No, that's pretty good. Yeah, it was believable. I believe everything you're saying.
Great.
I just can't relate.
All right. Let's talk about the director. Oh wait, also I wanted to bring up also that this is Rob Schneider's first movie as the leading man, and also this is the first ever Happy Madison production.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Fucking this was, Schneider got it, not Schneider, Sandler, of course, the actual success, got his deal on the basis of like Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, Wedding Singer. He was like on a roll. They were like, fine, you can fucking produce movies now. What do you want to produce? The first thing he was like, I'm going to produce a movie for my friend Rob Schneider called Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo. I mean, he could have been throwing this fucking opportunity to be a producer in the trash. And yet, his chance he took on his friend Rob Schneider really paid off.
And he even comes back in the second one, or is that in the first one?
He's in both.
He's in both. I didn't
Cameo.
notice him in
He
both.
cameos in both, only vocally in one of them. But yeah, box office 92.9 million, huge hit on a budget of 17.
Whoa.
Okay. It came in at number 36 at the box office that year in 99, which was a big movie year. And it was between two Eddie Murphy movies, Bowfinger and Life. And yeah, directed by a real all-star of the franchise.
Yeah, really.
I mean, we used to track this in the early days of the show, like franchise all-stars. Franchise, what did we call it?
Yeah, that sounds right.
I don't know. I feel like we used to discuss like the franchise Hall of Fame, like who belongs in it. And I think we've got to acknowledge Double M at this
One
point.
day I think I should go through and really do that. Make that list.
Watch every Mike Mitchell film?
No, come up with the actual franchise Hall of Fame.
I think what you should instead do is watch every Mike Mitchell film. You're a huge fan. You love Sky High. It's your favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I've seen some of them. What
Remember the bus driver? Dude?
Yeah, Ron Wilson, the bus driver?
Yeah.
I thought there was a movie called The Bus Driver.
No, I just wanted to bring up how funny that bus driver in Sky High is.
Yeah, Ron Wilson. But I mean, we just talked about him in the Lego movie, right?
Yeah, Surviving Christmas, Sky High, Shrek 4, Chipmunks Chipwrecked, Sponge Out of Water, Trolls, Lego 2. Those are his
But there's so
movies.
many more we haven't covered from him. And I think we should wait to call him a Hall of Famer.
But I mean, but look at it. Every movie he's ever made, except for Surviving Christmas and Sky High.
But there are three more that we will get
are
to.
franchise movies, and Sky High, frankly, should be a franchise movie.
It should be. And we also did cover it on We Love Kids movies.
It's true.
So I think one more, and then we should put him in the Hall of Fame.
So what's the next one we're covering? Chipmunks,
Probably
SpongeBob, or Trolls?
Probably SpongeBob of those three.
Ugh.
Unless you don't want to. Well, I think there might be three of those, so maybe Trolls. There's only two of those.
I don't understand SpongeBob. I just don't understand him.
Yeah, well, we will. I can't wait to explain him to you.
You've tried.
But not really.
I don't think it works.
You'll get it. The theme song really explains everything to you. I don't know if that's in the movie,
It
though.
doesn't, though. It must be, right?
Why?
They're always the theme song. They put theme songs in movies.
Really? Like the Brady Bunch movie has the theme song?
Yes, definitely.
Really? Definitely.
Yeah.
Even with the different actors?
Yes.
They recreated it? That's kind of neat, actually.
I'm pretty sure.
All right. The Addams Family?
I mean, for
they've
the
got
X-Files, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you're right. That's iconic. All right.
For the X-Files movie, they did like a techno remix of the theme song.
Breaking Bad, they didn't do the intro. For the El Camino.
Well, that theme song's just blow, 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 blow. It's pretty good, right?
That was pretty good. And the flames burning.
You want to hear my rendition of Better Call Saul?
Yeah. You haven't watched that in a while.
Yeah, how does that go? Blow, 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 blow.
I gotta be honest, that didn't really click the whole time you were doing it. But in hindsight, I think I know what you're going for.
I fucking nailed it.
I'll listen to it afterward.
All right. Maybe add the guitar just so people know what I was doing.
All right, we'll see.
All right, we'll see. Logan, I'm already exhausted of Deuce Bigalow.
Yeah.
Hey, it was nominated for one award,
Yeah.
the Teen Choice Awards.
It's the Teen Choice Award.
Oh, hey, Henry.
Did you vote? You're 13.
I might have sent in my vote, and I probably would not have voted for Deuce. It lost Best Comedy to Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me.
Yeah, makes sense.
With Heather Graham.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, what happens? The movie opens with Smash Mouth song. That's exciting.
Yeah.
A lot of Smash Mouth in the movie.
Really? I
Actually.
didn't even notice, to be honest.
It opens with "Come on, it's real bad." All right, and then later on in the song, you hear their cover of "Can't Get Enough of You, Baby." Yeah. What song do you like better opening a Deuce Bigalow movie? In this one, it's Come On by Smash Mouth. Because if there's one thing you can say about Deuce Bigalow, it's they know how to open a movie, okay? Because in this one, it's Smash Mouth, and then the next one, I'll tell you my dirty little secret.
Honestly, I think both are good, but I think Come On might be a little better to open
Don't
a
I
movie.
sound exactly like... It's so easy to do that All-American Rejects voice. You just have to close off your entire throat and only sing through your nose.
Yeah. What's his name? Do you know his name?
The main guy, Tyson Ritter, I want to say.
Oh my god, I could not tell you if that's right or wrong.
Is that accurate?
You could have made it up. I don't know.
It's because he acts too. I see him and stuff sometimes. He was in Preacher.
Currently?
I mean, that show's over, but
Oh. Well, I know he was in The House Bunny like 20 years ago.
Oh yeah, it's a great film.
All right, Tyson Ritter. There you go. All right, continue.
It is Tyson Ritter. I nailed it.
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't looking it up.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. So after Smash Mouth, we get to know our erstwhile Deuce Bigalow, and I mean, what do we know about this fella? He's fit. He loves fish.
He loves nipples.
Not to eat. He's or well, yeah, he does love nipples. You know, the thing people like to say about Deuce Bigalow at the time, and the reason why like people liked it was it's a little sweeter than a lot of.
Are
like,
you
the
serious?
Dumb... Yeah. I know. It doesn't make, because it's not like watching it now. It's not a sweet movie at all. It's fucking perverted.
I don't know what the other ones are, but there's no way that's true.
I mean,
like I just watched The Wedding Singer, which was before, and that's like the most like sweet movie ever.
Yeah, it's the Wedding.
There's
Singer's
nothing
different.
in this that's even remotely close to anything in that movie. Not to compare it to that movie, but still.
No, you're not wrong. I guess they're just saying like the big Hollywood comedies that at this time, like in a poster or something about Merry World, were just all about raunch and ridiculousness.
Is that sweeter than this movie?
Yeah, by a lot.
Then how can they even say that? That's stupid.
Because the ripoffs weren't. So that's what they're looking. Like critics were looking for like anything to like. Like it was a really rough time for mainstream comedy.
The Waterboy is probably sweeter than this movie.
No, it's probably not, is the thing. But, you know, Sandler usually understood, like, how to make things sweet. Like, I was watching this movie and thinking, like, Deuce Bigelow's not a likable character because when you get to the end, like, when he's already, like, strengthened his relationship with the girl he's into, like, the female lead of this movie, and, like, that relationship is done, we've solved the love story, there's still a scene where he goes back to that fish place and has the lady put her boobs in the water so that he can look at her nipples. And if he's already with the woman that he wants to be with at that point, then he's not a rootable character if he's still begging for nipples, man.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Sandler would have known that in that scene he has to go in there and like act like he doesn't even notice her nipples.
Yeah, doo-ba-doo-ba-doo.
Right?
It would be covering his
and
eyes.
that would be like audience would be like, oh my god, he's really grown as a character.
Absolutely.
But Schneider doesn't understand that. Schneider needs one more nipple gag.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I mean, it's funny that you watched The Wedding Singer really recently.
Well, that's why I did
that's
it,
like
this is coming.
It's the perfect example though. Like that movie is just on a totally different level.
Yeah.
Anyway, what are you gonna do? I mean, so
But they
he's a
knew
f-
that. Like, they had Drew Barrymore. You're not gonna get her for this type of movie, or anyone like her for this type of
Yeah.
movie.
No, in this one you have Arijah Barakas.
Yeah, come on.
Familiar with her?
No.
I mean, Jesus Christ. She didn't turn into anything. I looked her up, and like she's still working kind of, so good for her, but like it did not pan out for this actress. And then I was like reading up on her, and it's like she's a graduate of Stanford University and her father teaches German literature in college, and it's like this is not the life that her family envisioned for her. Just one-legged fucking Rob Schneider.
Yeah. Well, she didn't come back for the second one. Do we not know why?
I always assume it's just because these writers are too lazy. Like they want the
Yeah, you're probably
they
right. You
they
got to go through all that
they
trouble to get them back.
no,
You
I
gotta
don't
write
I
that
don't mean
character again.
that. Yeah, writing the character is the problem. Like if you have Deuce Bigalow as a married man in the second one, then you have to like find a reason for him to go back into gigoloing that doesn't make him seem like an asshole. And so instead of thinking of that reason and coming up with a plot that makes sense, like actually going through the motions of writing a successful follow-up to the movie you wrote, they just are like, well, she's dead now, and he can man whore again.
They actually just did this with Paul Blart, where that ends.
Yeah, it's the same exact thing.
But that made more sense. Where whoever Maze, whatever her name was, she probably said no, right?
Who?
Maze, that girl, the woman, the one from Paul Blart that was in Glee. She was in like 80 episodes of Glee. Remember her?
Oh, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah, she. I don't even think she said no.
You don't think they asked
I
her?
think
They
they
just
didn't bother. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I really think that's the way these men operate.
Yeah.
All right. So he's a fish guy. She's gonna clean the fish tank of this very rich guy.
Oh, do you know that guy? Oded Fair?
Yeah, he's from like The Mummy, right?
Hell yeah, from the Mummy.
Is that what you knew him from?
Oh yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah. He's also in the Resident Evil movies.
Yes, he's dying and he like smokes one last cigarette. I remember that part. That's like the one movie
Yeah.
I've seen. It's like the one part.
Yeah, that's the third one.
Yeah. He's cool though. I always like this guy.
Yeah, he's all right. So he's was he a whore in this?
Yeah, he was the original man whore, and then he's house sitting, so he gets the voicemails, and he decides, now I'm gonna start man whoring.
Yeah, and when he shows up, nobody thinks twice. They're just like, I guess, yeah, you look like Rob Schneider. You're clearly a 40-year-old ugly guy who's balding and had zero muscle tone, and
Oh no, he looks
nobody
pretty
would
good. I
ever
think.
want to fuck in like 100 years. But like, I guess you'll fucking do it.
Come
I
on.
guess we'll fuck you and pay you. Sure,
No, you're a little hard on him.
$10.
Can I tell you? I think Rob Schneider's my least favorite person. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess you said he was a bad guy. I don't really know him too much as a guy, but like he's just never made anything that I like ever, and I don't think he's funny. I've never find him likable. He wrote this, and I didn't really know too much about his writing stuff, but he just brings nothing of value to my life ever.
And that makes him your least favorite person?
I mean, there are like real bad people out there, but
Like who?
Hitler's dead. He's got to be top of the list, though, right?
Well, I'm gonna say currently living. Who's worse than Schneider? Give me the list.
Donald Trump, bad guy.
Yeah.
Serena Williams' father.
You mean Will Smith?
No, but also Will Smith. No, just kidding. I love you, Will. I don't know. I don't want to be too hard on him, but I was looking at his thing, and like the most I ever liked him, I think, was in the Benchwarmers. I actually like him in that movie. But like, how sad is that's your most likable you ever were?
Yeah, I think when Kyle picked this franchise for us, and Joe Dirt for that matter, like what he was looking for was Henry to cover it, and and Henry knows, Schneider.
Did he know this
and-
was coming up?
Yeah.
He bailed.
Yeah, he
That's
fucking
hilarious.
bailed, dude. And he hates these movies, but Henry knows these dudes from SNL and has like residual love for all of these guys from SNL. Like, I feel like I can look at Rob Schneider, and even though he's made me laugh a couple times on SNL, I'm still like, fuck this guy. But I don't know, something about Henry. He'll always have, making copies.
Sure.
Do you know that? Do you know that sketch?
No, but he
That
like this
was
guy was
Rob,
in the
dude.
Animal.
Dude, but that was Rob Schneider's big sketch. He was like, this dude, he would sit by the copy machine, and he, like, when a guy would come make copies, he'd be like, "It's Dave Areno making copies." That was his big
Was that
bit.
his job at the establishment? Why was he always in the copying room?
That's where his desk was, next
His
to the
desk
copy
was in the.
machine.
Holy shit! All right.
Yeah. That was a great sketch.
All
Huh?
right. So he loves this guy because of the.
Wait, he's made you laugh before.
You can do it. That's pretty good.
Seinfeld.
Who's he in Seinfeld?
He's the guy he's the sidler.
He sidles up.
Elaine buys Tic Tacs for him so that she could hear him walking.
That is pretty good. I didn't even. I know what you're talking about, but I can't picture him in Seinfeld. Something else he's in actually. He's in Home Alone 2. He's like the bellhop in that.
He
But
certainly
he's like
is.
nothing in that. But I kind of like him in that. But like he sucks. This guy.
Yeah. He also had this thing where he looked vaguely like he could be some, like, not white. So he was often playing Asian men and Middle Eastern men in the 90s, even though he's just a white guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
so,
also in a few more of the Sandler stuff. He like as like he's in Big Daddy and 50 First Dates, but
yeah, if you're a Sandler fan, you sort of have to tolerate Rob Schneider sometimes. All right, so he's doing Oded Fehr's fish tank in this film,
right.
and he's got a lot of fancy tropical fish, and he's going out of town. He leaves Deuce for the weekend. The fish tank immediately breaks because he's like fucking around with his exercise equipment. I don't understand this in movies. If you're house sitting for somebody, and I've house sat for many people, I don't go around touching things. You sit there and you watch the TV for a few days.
Exactly. You pet the dog.
You have a girl over, you fuck her in the living room so it's an easy cleanup, all right? And I mean, come on. It's crazy. I mean,
You sit on the porch.
I
maybe?
once house sat for a friend Casey, and I brought a girl over, and she smoked a cigarette like at his front window, and she left the cigarette on the windowsill, and he got so mad at me from that. So like, think about this fucking guy. He like destroyed this man's house,
But he fixes it before he ever knows.
but he shouldn't. He shouldn't.
Like you're stupid and you messed up and left the cigarette there. Deuce Bigalow is a genius and fixes it all before he gets back. That's the difference between you and Deuce Bigalow.
Deuce shouldn't be allowed to live. If I'm Oded Fehr, I kill this guy.
Wait, but he doesn't know. How can he kill him for something he doesn't know about?
He does, though. When he taps on the glass at the end, the fish tank breaks.
But how does he know that? That doesn't make any sense to me. Shouldn't he just think he broke it?
No, because I would think that, like, this man spent the money to buy a tank that is, like, fucking unbreakable, all right? This
Unbreakable.
motherfucker taps on the glass all the time. It's literally one of the only things we know about him as a character.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
All right? So, like, he comes in, taps the glass once, and it breaks. Clearly,
Something's
Deuce
up.
did
Something
something.
is amiss. No, you're right.
Yeah.
I guess you're right about that.
Then, fucking, there's a blender with a blended up fish in it. Deuce tries to cover up like, oh, that's a chocolate shake or something. He takes a sip of it, and he's like, oh, great. Shouldn't you know that tastes like ground up fish?
Probably.
I would know what ground up fish tastes like.
No, you'd think so. Listen, this movie's not good. I'm not going to defend it.
All right, but between all that, he tries to make a lot of money by man-whoring, and he meets Eddie Griffin, and Eddie Griffin is his pimp TJ, and they mostly have meetings in the hot tub.
Zaz at this
and
movie.
that's my favorite part of the movie.
The hot tub. When they're
Yeah,
chatting in the hot tub, eating a sandwich.
Eddie Griffin's my MVP of the film.
Okay.
And, and I enjoyed any scene where they were in the hot tub because I liked the bit where Eddie Griffin drops food into the hot tub.
Jeez. That's what
That
we're hanging on to.
Yeah, I thought that bit was funny. I didn't love it when the tomato ended up on Schneider's chest, but I liked
that was too far. They took
that
it
was too far. But I
far.
liked when they would cut back and it would just be like you'd see like chunks of sandwich floating
Yeah,
around.
a piece of lettuce here and there. No, I didn't do anything for me. I'm sorry. I definitely didn't laugh in this movie. I did laugh in the next movie. I'll tell you that.
But you don't like Griffin at all?
He's whatever. Yeah, he's fine.
To me, he classes his joint up a little bit.
Well,
But maybe not. He says man whore. They use the word man whore so much in these movies.
yeah. Did they invent that?
I don't think they invented it, but they probably popularized it.
Yeah. I don't like that.
I don't really either. Anyway. I mean, do you have anything else to say? Let's talk about some of his conquests.
I mean, there's a detective guy that's after him the whole movie.
Oh,
That's like a
yeah,
big
that's
plot.
right. Fucking William Forsythe. He's trying to catch out Oded Fair. And, I mean, that's weird because it's Bill Forsythe who's like...
You call him Bill?
Yeah, we're pals. You familiar with him?
I definitely know that name. But they do this in both movies too, where there's like a detective that's after him, and then it turns out the detective like has some problem where he can't please women, and then he has to get a pep talk from Deuce. That's all very similar.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, William Forsythe is an interesting actor. He always has been. He's great in Raising Arizona and Patty Hearst and Dick Tracy or whatever. But like, I mean, he'll just do anything. Around 1999, he was just taking whatever was offered to him. And the part in this movie is he constantly just keeps having to take his dick out and show it to Deuce and like ask him what's wrong with it. And it's not a funny bit. It happens like maybe 7 or 8 times in the movie.
Yeah, no, it's a lot.
And it's never funny. And it's always just sort of gross. And there's a lot in this movie that's trying to be funny and is just gross.
The next movie is probably even worse. But you're right.
You're not wrong. Did you know that William Forsythe in the film Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead played a character named Franchise?
No, I definitely did not.
Maybe that character should be the mascot of the show.
Okay, should we change the picture?
The logo? Yeah. We'll change it. We'll take away all those classic, iconic characters. Just add Bill Forsythe. All right.
Amy Poehler, she's in the movie.
Amy fucking Poehler. Could you believe it?
No, I couldn't.
This is pre SNL.
She's good. She's pretty good for what she's doing.
Yeah, you know, Amy Poehler, she at this point had moved to New York and formed the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater with Matt Walsh and oh fuck, Matt Besser. And they they were a huge name in New York. They were like making SNL look stupid because like their sketch comedy was the smart sketch comedy. They were doing the cutting edge shit, and that's why Poehler got recruited out of that. But this is her just like before. I mean, I wonder if this is the first place fucking Lauren saw her fucking spouting obscenities and Deuce Bigalow.
Yeah, who knows? I liked her, but I didn't like that scene where they're at the baseball game. That was pretty stupid.
I hated that.
But also, I didn't like any scenes in this movie at all. So,
who are some of the other? There was the tall one.
The tall one. There's probably a fat one.
Tall girl whose head was out of frame, and that was played by a man. It was actually the. Remember the doctor in Funny People who's like, "You are a very funny man."
No.
You don't remember that? There's like a really tall doctor in Funny People, and they're like, they keep saying he looks like he should be in like the Terminator or something.
I remember that. Yeah.
That doctor was the tall guy, the tall girl in this movie. All right, and then the fat guy. It's another girl played by a man. And this was Big Boy, who was just like a radio DJ in LA at the time.
Big Boy, like Howie? Big Boy.
Oh God, no! I thought you were gonna make an Outcast reference. You went with a Big Brother 6 reference.
Big Brother 7 mostly.
How dare you? Mostly.
That's when they do it. Will is calling him Big Boy the whole season.
I
He's
guess you're
gaining
right.
weight.
All
Remember
right, shut up.
Danielle's pep talk?
All right, Big Boy. He's a radio DJ, and he just plays the big fat. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. He gets shot at one point, and the bullet hits a roast chicken that he has in his boob. And he
Oh my god,
fucking
I don't even
eats it.
remember that.
Yeah. He turns up in The Longest Yard too.
Okay.
He's a Happy Madison regular. This
Yeah.
guy.
They all are though.
Not all of them. I mean,
Most
there's
of
a lot
them.
of real randos in this movie. I don't see Richard Reel showing up in other Happy Madison movies. That was kind of a sweet part. Maybe that's what people are talking about when they say this movie's sweet.
Who's that? Which one is
He
he?
plays Deuce Bigalow has a dad in this movie who works as a bathroom attendant in a fancy
Oh yeah.
restaurant.
That's the
And he-
sweet part.
You remember, but he takes his one-legged girlfriend to go see his dad, and like they really get along. It's like that's sort of a sweet scene.
Oh
I mean, you
Jesus.
have to sit through like the dad plunging a toilet, and then someone's farting in the next stall.
Yeah, that would all
So
suck.
even in the sweetest scenes in this movie, there's just like rampant farting.
Yeah. It's better than the next movie when TJ's eating French fries out of a toilet. That's the worst thing I've ever seen.
Oh, TJ's eating French fries out of a toilet. That would be a good. Roadblock in his final.
Wow. Why would he be eating French fries out of a toilet during the final? What does that have to do with the contestants?
No,
They're
I'm
just running
saying
by, looking at him?
maybe TJ's eating French fries out of a toilet, and then he's thinking he's in his head. He's already designing his final, and he's thinking this would be a good challenge.
He's doing that in his spare time, thinking
Yeah.
about what he could do for a future challenge.
Yeah.
Final.
It's his final. In my brain, in kayfabe, TJ designs the course of every final.
I don't think that's K. I think that's just reality. I think he just does that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
That's canon. Who else? Who else are there? Oh, she
Who
has
else
a
is in this movie?
Yeah, his girlfriend has a first of all, his girlfriend's like really hot, and she was like hired by her two asshole sorority friends to fuck Deuce Bigalow.
Oh yeah.
I mean, she's just an amputee. Like, who cares? Like, amputees get fucked all the time. Paul McCartney married one.
Have you? You ever been with an amputee?
Never. And honestly, it's on my bucket list.
Wow. How high on the bucket list? Top
Pretty
10?
high. I mean, I've done most of the stuff, so it's one of the only ones left.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Would you ever fuck someone with a penis for a nose?
Oh, that's in the next one.
Oh, that is the next one?
Yeah. No, maybe I wouldn't. I hated that.
Yeah. Yeah. And it just gets even worse when it sneezes.
Yeah, because it just comes.
Yeah.
Oh
my god.
So the girlfriend, she meets Deuce Bigalow under false pretenses. That leads to some drama later in the movie. By the way, did you notice that one of her sorority friends was Adam Sandler's wife?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, of course.
She's
Our
not in the second
favorite
one, though, is
actress.
she? I didn't notice her in the second one.
Second one shot in Amsterdam. Maybe she had to be home with the kids.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. So yeah, she's with that. He's with that lady, and then she has a blind roommate for some extra laughs.
Yeah, she made me laugh, actually, kind of.
It's so fun to make fun of the handicap. And did you notice who played the blind girl?
No.
You seen Billy Madison, right?
Yeah, but I couldn't tell you who's in that movie.
Well, in Billy Madison, his first grade teacher or whatever is Miss Lippy, who reads him like the boy who lost his dog and he goes, "You gotta get out there and find the fucking dog." And then he walks in on Miss Lippy and she's like got glue on her face. That's Miss Lippy.
To be like sperm? Semen? Is that joke?
What?
Glue on the face? Is that the joke they're going for?
No, I think she's just being like a hippie and like doing weird shit.
So okay, whatever. So she's Miss Lippy. All right.
That's Miss Lippy, the blind girl. It was exciting for me. She's like a real Adam Sandler hero. She should be in every Happy Madison movie.
Justice for Miss Lippy.
Justice for Miss Lippy. I guess I never really thought about Miss Lippy. I never expected to see her again in a movie, and then here she was.
I sort of like the very end of the movie joke where she's having sex with TJ in the closet, and she comes out, but she could see now, and she's like, "I knew it was black."
And that's the
pretty good.
last line of the movie. It's clear that they had no idea how to end this movie. And then that line probably got a laugh in test screenings. And they were like, all right, that'll be the last line.
I did laugh because I was just like, "What the hell? What is
I
happening
know.
right now?"
Yeah, it's true. The movie just ends with fucking Eddie Griffin railing Miss Lippy in a closet. It's great.
And it's like
All
two
right.
funny jokes where like he did such a good job that she can see. First of all, that's funny
Oh,
on its
that's
own.
right. She can see now.
But then second of all, is like she knew that he was black. That's also funny. So it's like two.
Yeah.
It's back to back. It's a joke.
What did you think about the scene where Rob Schneider puts on some pornography and a little Girl Scout comes to the door and sees that Rob Schneider is watching pornography and blackmails him?
I didn't really understand it. Like, who would she tell, and what is there to tell?
I wondered that myself. When she says, "I'm gonna tell,"
Like he's just an adult.
like
and-
you,
I guess
you
he's not
tell
in
your
his own
Girl
place,
Scout,
right?
but like, how could you like? What are you gonna do? Tell your Girl Scout leader, like, I saw a man watching porn in his own home? Like, that's unfortunate if you're a Girl Scout,
Well,
but like,
I guess
hardly against the law.
His worry is maybe they find out he's not in his own home, that he's in the Gigolo's home. Oh, that
Or
fair?
maybe that he was trying to. Maybe the girl says she was like trying to invite her in to watch the porn with him.
Oh, that's good. That's the thing in the
Yeah.
second movie where it's like the kids are saying he tried to molest them.
Yeah. Anyway, you want to know something gross about that scene?
Oh no, yeah.
That little girl is Rob Schneider's actual daughter.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, honestly, that's not as gross as I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say that he married her.
Oh god.
When you started going, I thought you were gonna say that he married that girl.
Holy fuck, that would be a bummer, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so that's not as crazy as I thought.
No, she's married now and she lives in Brooklyn. She's like I feel like she's like disowned her dad a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, I think she's like pretty liberal, this girl.
I'm sure she'll come back. They always do. I'm looking at you, Kevin James, and Adam Sandler.
What do you mean?
Didn't you say they had beef, but then they're all friends now again?
Oh, with Schneider?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right, man. Schneider finds his way back into that inner circle.
He must be like a very likable guy in real life.
But he's not. He's such like
Yeah.
recently one of these like Republican firebrand fucking talking head douchebags put out like a documentary called like What is a Woman? And it's like basically like a turf documentary. And Rob Schneider apparently was the only Hollywood star that went to the premiere of that documentary.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Are we done?
Yeah, that's all I got. This movie
Great.
sucks.
Hey, I did want to bring one other thing up because
They're short. That's good.
Norm Macdonald's in both of these movies.
Yeah, you're right.
You got to bring that up, right? Shout out to Norm, recently passed away, one of my all-time comedy heroes. And he's funny in his scenes. He's always funny.
Yeah, whatever. I think he's better in The Animal. He shows back up in The Animal.
Does he? What does he do in that?
He's like in they're like leading a mob to try and find out like who the animal is or whatever. And he's like one of the leaders in the mob. He like has a speech during the mob scene. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I kind of remember that actually.
I think he's better in that than in these. But yeah, it was great to see him.
I don't know. It's weird that, The Animal has Colleen Haskell as the female lead, of course, from Survivor Season 1.
Is that sweeter than this movie? Probably.
I don't think so.
It's close, and I hate that movie.
But, like, it's pretty damning that like Colleen Haskell has like pretty much died from the public eye. Like nobody
What do
talks
you
about.
mean? I mean, she did more than most people out of Survivor. She was in a movie.
But she disappeared after that movie, and she's still like better remembered than the lead from this movie.
Oh, for
Like,
sure.
do you think anybody in the world, like the biggest Deuce Bigalow fans, do you think they can name this woman?
I couldn't? Right. I mean, I guess I'm not the
I
biggest
we
Deuce
just
Bigalow fan,
talked
but I
about
just
it,
watched
but-
it.
I know, me too. Arija, was that her name?
Well, yeah, something like that. I'm sure the biggest
Arija
fan could.
Khadija?
Arija Khadija. There's no way that's her name.
Barakas.
I like
Arija
Arija
Barakas.
Khadija.
That's good, right?
Yeah.
She's of Lithuanian descent.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm reading. She was a homecoming queen in high school. All right. What do you give this movie?
1 star. Come on, there's nothing good about this movie. What's the redeeming quality? If you're gonna give it a 2, what's the thing that's gonna push it over the edge? I couldn't find anything.
The sandwich in the hot tub.
That's enough to be like that.
The Smash Mouth song.
See, it didn't even click with me. There.
Norm.
No,
All right, I'll give it a 1.
you don't have to.
I'm gonna give it a 2.
You're good. Yeah, definitely. All right.
All right,
As long as you give the second one a 1.
I will. I promise.
Okay. My MVP. I agree with you. I'll go with Eddie Griffin.
Eddie Griffin, baby. And who's your LVP?
Robert Schneider.
Oh,
He
just
wrote it
straight
too.
up.
He wrote it too.
Straight up Rob Schneider, huh?
He's the most responsible.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, man. I'm gonna go with William Forsythe.
Wow. Okay.
I just
think-
hated
But
that character.
he's not terrible, right?
No, he's great, but I just hated that character.
And it's like the button at the end of every scene, like, "Hey, look at my penis." And are you supposed to laugh at that? And then you go to the next scene. It just makes the whole scene feel like a bummer after that.
Yeah.
So stupid.
And I kept picturing his penis because he describes it in pretty vivid detail.
Yeah, I tried not to.
But you have to, right? If someone talks about their penis, you picture it.
I just wanted to go to the next movie at that point.
Like Logan, my penis, for instance, is very. I don't know. I wouldn't know how to describe it, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah,
I think you just close your eyes and you go for
it
it.
doesn't have like distinguishing characteristics. It's just like a dick. But like, I wonder, like, I don't know. Like, I bet I could describe some of my girlfriend's vaginas better than they can. Like, I know all the details. Maybe like
sure they do,
women,
too.
like, yeah, like the women who have been down there and like if you've been blown, like those women have spent more time with your dick than you have.
That's not true.
I'm not looking at my dick ever.
What if you blow yourself?
I've never done it, man. I haven't tried even since I was like 16.
What if it's in the dark?
Yeah, I feel like usually if I'm JO and it's in the dark or I'm not looking down.
No, but what if the lady is in the dark?
Yeah, but if you're going down on her, your face is right there. You're examining that shit.
No, I'm saying if she was going, but it's dark. That's my point. They could probably draw a picture better than you could.
That's a good point. Yeah, because it's like a blind man.
Right. It's probably tough. Like all the blind people swimming with dolphins in this next great film we're going to talk about.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, all right. Deuce Bigalow, European Gigolo. It comes out 6 years later. Or 5.5 years, anyway. Schneider's back to write the thing, but he only did, like, the first draft, weirdly. And then he just, like, left it to other dudes. David Garrett and Harris Goldberg, a Jew, are the other two writers. David Garrett, he's gone on to fucking nothing. He wrote Corky Romano for Chris Kattan.
Do we think this guy is Mike Bigelow?
Okay, so this movie is directed by Mike Bigelow, and we don't know anything about this man. His only credit on IMDb is Deuce Bigalow, European Gigolo. And so we were trying to decide last week whether we think this is a real person or if it's a stage name for somebody. Because how could a man whose only known credit is a Deuce Bigalow movie have the name Bigelow? And did he get the job because his name is Bigelow? I don't know.
And the last director was Mike Mitchell, and this one they were just like, Mike Bigelow.
Good point. Was it Mike Mitchell coming back for a second outing, and then he didn't have as good a time, so he changed it to Bigelow? All right. I have all the answers for you, Logan.
Oh, you have all the answers.
I have all the answers
Okay.
for you. It's not Mike Mitchell, first of all.
Yeah.
What happened was Disney actually put out the original Deuce Bigalow Male Gigolo, and by 2005, they were a much more family-friendly label, and they were trying to get Rob Schneider to make it a PG-13 movie. All right, and Schneider was like, "No, I'm way too much of an artist for that. It's got to be R." And so he took it away from Disney, and brought it to Columbia. But meanwhile, Mike Mitchell had made Sky High for Disney, so he's in the Disney fold. So he didn't move over to Columbia. He's contracted with Disney.
Right.
So they need a new director. Who's it going to be? Mike Bigelow. Now, he does have a picture on IMDb. Have you seen it?
No.
There's a picture of a man behind a camera pointing. And according to IMDb, that's Mike Bigelow. All right? So I did some Googling. And I was able to find Mike Bigelow, okay? I was able to find his LinkedIn page.
Wow.
Okay? He has a LinkedIn page because he basically is not a film director. He was a commercial director. And then they gave him this opportunity to make this movie. It didn't do that great. And he didn't have a great experience doing it, and so he just went back and did more commercials. And they're not big enough commercials to be on IMDb, but that's what he's doing. He's off doing commercials. He's a real man.
Okay. Yeah, I have seen this photo actually, but I'll say this movie's not his fault. I don't want to blame this guy or anything.
It certainly isn't. Although I will say that Double M brought a sort of professional sheen to the first movie that doesn't exist in this movie. There are shots in that first movie that are like well composed, and it's like, and they don't need to be. You're watching it and you're like, what? They could have just shot a fucking dick in this scene. Like, who cares? But like he's setting shit up. He's using like tracking shots and shit.
I don't know. I couldn't really tell the difference between the two directors.
I could. I'm not talking shit about Mike Bigelow. He doesn't deserve the blame, but he's no Double M.
And his real last name is Bigelow.
According to, he's still it. If it was a stage name for Deuce Bigalow, European Gigolo, he's still using it today on his LinkedIn page.
Well, it's got to be real then. That's crazy.
Yeah. All right, so this film came out August 12th, 2005 on a budget of $22 million, and it made 45.1 at the box office. It came in at number 109 for the year, between Prime, which was a disappointment with Meryl Streep and Uma Thurman, and Hustle and Flow, which was awesome, but was obviously like a lower budget indie.
Yeah.
I needed a sip. Sorry.
That's okay.
Nominated for a couple of awards.
Wow.
First of all, the MTV Movie Awards.
Oh, I guess I have to do it.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
I have a question. If me and Henry are both on an episode, who does the MTV Movie Awards for James
Both
Bond?
of you. Both of you.
We compete.
We
A riff off. Is that what they called it in Pitch Perfect?
No,
they call it.
Wouldn't. I don't remember. I wouldn't compare the two, but what it would be was you would do it because this is your show now, and you do it in every episode. But then I wouldn't want to pass up the opportunity to hear Henry do it, so I'd force him also.
All right, that's fair. All right, ready? I want my MTV.
Yep. So MTV thought it would be really funny if they nominated Rob Schneider for this movie in their category, the sexiest performance.
Wow.
So all the other 4 categories are like very sexy ladies, and then it's Rob Schneider.
It's hilarious.
That's
It's
funny,
like
right?
Santina in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. But unfortunately, Santina Morella won the Miss WrestleMania contest, but Rob Schneider did not win this award. He lost it to Jessica Alba for Sin City.
Oh my god, yeah, sure.
That was a pretty sexy performance.
Yeah. What if they did give it to Rob Schneider? That would have sucked.
That would have sucked. And he would have come up and like accepted it shirtless, and that would have been like a big viral thing, right?
Yeah, hilarious.
Remember when Eminem got all mad at Sacha Baron Cohen?
No, when he came out as
You
Borat.
remember at the MTV? No, he came out as Bruno.
Oh.
And he put his bottom in Eminem's face, and Eminem got up and he was like, "I'm getting the fuck out of here."
Well, yeah, he put his bottom in his face.
Yeah, but have a sense of humor, you dumb shit.
I wouldn't want the stink face done to me.
The ultimate gay panic, getting up and leaving during an awards show because there's a butt in your face.
Come on, it's a butt in your face.
Who cares? It's Sacha Baron Cohen's butt. How fucking soft do you look getting offended by that?
Yeah, I didn't even know about that.
Yeah. All right, Razzies.
It's the raspberries, no razzmatazz. Well, all we're lacking is a little pizzazz, 'cause it's the golden raspberries. It's the worst of the worst, not the best of the best. It's pizzazz gone raz.
And Rob Schneider won Worst Actor of the Year. All right. Nominated for Worst Picture of the Year, it lost to the film Dirty Love. Are you familiar with that movie?
Nope.
I could use some help from you in this show.
Well, I don't know Dirty Love. I'm sorry.
All right. It was written by Jenny McCarthy and starring Jenny McCarthy, and it is a horrible fucking movie. It was a hit at Blockbuster. I think Blockbuster might have had an exclusive deal with that movie.
And that beat this movie for worst movie?
Yeah. It was so bad, dude.
Okay.
I didn't even know it came out in theaters, but I guess it would have had to win this award.
Yeah.
Worst remake or sequel, it lost to The Son of the Mask.
No, this is probably worse, right?
I
haven't seen that, but
it's pretty on par.
Wow.
Screen Couple. Rob Schneider was nominated for that award with his Diapers.
What?
And I don't know. And he lost to Will Ferrell and Nicole Kidman for Bewitched.
Jeez, this sounds like a terrible time to be alive, honestly.
You were alive.
I know, but I was like 6, 7 years old.
I was seeing all these movies.
This does not sound fun to me.
Listen, this country's never been fun to live in, man.
I guess so, but come on.
Nominated for Worst Screenplay, it also lost that Dirty Love shit. All right, let's move on.
Oh, I guess those were the Razzies, though, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course. You know, there's good shit. It was 1999. Or, no, this was 2005.
Yeah.
Was that a good year for movies? 40-Year-Old
Brokeback
Virgin,
Mountain.
Brokeback. Yeah, there's some good stuff going on.
Your favorite Wedding Crashers? Was that your...
That's the third movie you can think of from that year?
Well, because you said 40-Year-Old Virgin. That was the whole thing.
War of the Worlds. That was the big year. Spielberg did War of the Worlds in Munich.
Right.
Huge stuff. All right, so, I mean, what happens in this one? His
jeez.
wife is dead. His fucking wife, who we cared about, is dead. We don't even know where his fucking father is. Probably dead.
Oh, yeah. They don't talk about that. I actually thought it was kind of funny when the wife died. She died by sharks. And Deuce is like, no, it's just little kids. They've got a little fin on their head. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, I appreciated that, I guess, because early on in the movie, they set up that she had died. And I thought it was just going to be like Paul Blart, where like they write her off really fast and move on. But the fact that we actually got a flashback to her dying, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, and I thought that it was funny, kind of.
I guess.
I think I laughed more in this one than the other one.
Did you?
I think so. That was
I like
one,
this
and then I
one.
laughed one more time.
I thought this one was so much worse.
It probably is, but
The
come
one
on.
good thing about it is it's intensely short. Like they had nothing.
Yeah, but you can feel they have nothing. Like even though it's short, it feels longer a little bit.
I know, it's true. It's an hour and 23 minutes with credits, which I think comes down to like an hour 15 without credits, because there's like bloopers and shit at the end.
I didn't stay for it.
Did you happen to read about not Bigelow, Schneider got into like this big thing with like the critics over this movie?
Why didn't they get Catherine
Who?
Bigelow to come direct it? I feel like she would have knocked it out of the park.
She was doing other shit.
What was your question? I'm sorry.
I don't remember. What was I
Oh
talking about?
man, I'm sorry.
You fucked me up. I had something.
Well, you
real,
said Bigelow, and then I thought Catherine Bigelow.
but I was thinking of Schneider. What the hell did I just
God
say?
damn it.
Fucking hate this podcast.
We were at the very start. Couldn't have gone too far. The Sharks. We talked about the Sharks.
I don't care. It's fine.
Okay.
He's there's a serial killer.
A man whore killer.
Why does he go to Amsterdam?
Because he gets a call from TJ saying, "Hey, I'm in Amsterdam. Want to come hang out?" Basically.
And that was it. So he's just right.
But also,
he's worried that he might get arrested for like
Right.
the death of those kids with the dolphins.
well, the old people, the kids say that he molested them, and there's like a sketch drawing of him, and he's like, "Oh shit, I gotta get out." So he goes to Amsterdam.
Right. And so he does. He goes to Amsterdam and he meets Eddie Griffin and a bunch of other people. And he starts man whoring again. And there's not that much going on.
Yeah, people start dying. There's like a whole union of man whores.
Yeah, that's true. One of them's that Till guy, right?
I don't know. I didn't really recognize anybody.
Till Schweiger. He shows up and stuff sometimes. Yeah. And then there's like a hot lady to be his new love interest. And she again has never done another movie. I gotta think that Rob Schneider is just traumatizing all these women out of Hollywood.
Yeah, you might be right. It is true. With these two and Colleen Haskell, like
Yeah.
3, that's a trend at that point.
You're not wrong. They just disappear after Rob Schneider movies.
Yeah, I don't know.
I read that Schneider was a fucking terror on this movie. Like they put him up in this like ridiculously huge house in Amsterdam for like 6 months, and he was just like running this set with a first-time filmmaker. He had like all this money, like fucking. He was probably an asshole.
Well, better or worse than Kevin James making everybody move to him.
Oh my god! That was the worst thing ever. Yeah, for Kevin Can Wait. That was ridiculous. Yeah. So, I mean, who are some of the ladies?
Well, there's one that has the penis that we talked about for the nose.
Yeah. In the first one, it's sort of like their maladies are gross and weird, but they're just exaggerated versions of real things like Tourette's or narcolepsy or too fat or too tall.
Right.
In this one, there's literally a woman, and instead of a nose, it's a dick. And the worst thing about it is we never fucking see it. At some point, you gotta take the veil off and show me the dick nose.
I think you can go either way.
No.
I'm not upset either way.
You have
I'm more
to
upset
show
at the premise of it.
It's ridiculous. And then when she is like gearing up for that sneeze, I was like, "There's no way that nose is gonna come." There's no way they're gonna do that, and then it did.
Yeah, they know what to do. They know what you're expecting, and they give it to you, Rob Schneider and Bigelow.
Yeah. So the villain in this
Can I
movie,
tell you the joke that I liked that I laughed up?
Go ahead.
He takes the girl with the penis nose to get plastic surgery, and you're like, "Oh, he's gonna remove the nose," and then she comes out with a boob job.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I didn't hate that myself, actually. The villain in this film is Jeroen Crab. I mean, I don't know how you pronounce that, but he's like been in a ton of shit. A lot of early Paul Verhoeven films, and then in the early 90s, he was in The Fugitive. Like, and now here he is, just, fighting Rob Schneider.
Is the LVP of these both like the police detective character for you?
I think it's Schneider in this one.
Yeah. Well, that's where I'm going. Again, sorry, Rob Schneider.
There's like a bomb at the end of this movie, but it's at an awards ceremony for man whores, and Rob Schneider wins a golden cock and then saves the day, and then he presses the button on the detonator with the cock, and they slink off so no one knows they exploded the. I mean, nothing makes sense. Nothing works. Nothing is good. Nothing is funny.
Well, except for the great thing I told you about the plastic surgeon. That was hilarious.
Shut up.
Well, Adam Sandler's in it. Remember they do the in memoriam at the Man Whore Awards, and he's one of the people that have died, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
So that was good seeing Adam Sandler.
Sure. Always fun to see that guy.
There's one girl that has like, I guess when you smoke too much and you have to talk like a robot. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. She's got like a hole in her throat. And there's a scene towards the end of the movie where the woman with the dick nose falls onto the girl with the hole in her throat, and the dick nose goes into the throat hole. It's not funny.
No.
It's horrifying.
Yeah, it really is. That's what I was going to say. It is horrifying.
It's fucking horrifying. It's awful. I mean, these movies don't know when to stop. Both of them have like scenes at the end where it's like the end of Stand By Me, where it's like, you know, Steven went off into the Vietnam War and never returned.
Or the Sandlot.
Yeah. But in this one, at the end of this one, that Jarrow and Crab character, Jerome, whatever you say, it says he goes to prison and he's no longer a virgin, not by choice. It's like they add like a bunch of things, and it's like we know he's getting gang raped, but he still adds like 2 more sentences just to make it clear to us that this character will be gang raped.
Yeah, you're right about that. I didn't notice that.
I can't take it.
Me either. But the penis nose woman ended up marrying somebody with a vagina for a nose. That was pretty good.
I'm glad she found somebody.
Yeah, so who knew that existed?
A man with a vagina for a nose. It's sort of like he probably looks like Vecna from Stranger Things.
That's a joke I don't get, I guess.
Hey, if anyone watched the new season of Stranger Things, they like that joke.
Is it the bad guy? The new bad guy?
Yeah, the new bad guy. He's like got a hole for a nose.
Do you know like the new guy that everyone on Twitter likes?
Who?
He's like the new guy. He's got long hair. He's like a teenager.
Oh, yeah, I like that
I guess
guy.
they're all teenagers. Yeah, you like him?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think Sadie Sink is having a good season. If I could give an update, remember I once said I don't think any of these kids are going to have a career after this show?
Yeah, you think Sadie Sink?
I think if any of them can, it's her.
Not Millie Bobby?
No, she's got nothing.
I mean, she's already got those Godzillas.
Get out of here.
She's made 2 of those, I think.
One Stranger Things like fades from the public conscience. She'll be gone.
What about
She'll be like that who's that like cute babe from Game of Thrones that everyone liked?
Sophie Turner?
That's not even who I was thinking of, but that's another great example.
Daenerys Targaryen?
No, because like she at least was like
Lena
a big deal.
Headey?
No, that little babe. That tiny babe.
I don't know.
You know, the cute little one.
Oh. No.
Well, fuck off. You're such an asshole. You let me down non-stop.
What? Amelia Clark?
I'm like,
oh, that's
dad.
Daenerys Targaryen.
Yeah, no.
Maisie Williams.
Thank you. For fuck's sake. Did you not watch Game of Thrones?
No.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, fuck that.
I didn't know that.
I saw the first episode.
I just assume everybody watched that fucking show.
No.
All right, but anyway, that girl is pretty cute and little, right? And she doesn't have a career anymore.
Maisie Williams?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess you're right about that.
I think I nailed it.
But nobody from Game of Thrones is doing anything.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying about Stranger Things. Nobody's going to be doing anything in a couple of years. But Sadie Sink, she has a chance.
Sophie Turner actually was on the staircase. Is that what it's called? Staircase?
Oh, good. She's surviving. HBO giving her a little bit of work.
And
for
she's
her.
good on that. She's actually really good on that.
Really? Because I've seen her in stuff where she is not good. I would like her to be good because she's hot. I root for hot people to be good because I like to watch hot people and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't always work out.
It doesn't always work out, man. Beale, impossible to watch.
Usually they're either good or they're hot.
Yep, one or the other, baby.
That's why we love Pitt so much and cherish Brad Pitt so much.
That's why we cherish the Zendayas of the world and the
Yeah, you're right.
yeah, I don't know, Joey Kings.
Mhm.
All right. What do you give this movie?
Yeah, is that it? We talked about
I
everything.
mean, I don't
think
have
we did.
fucking anything to say about this shit. I hate this.
At
The
one
reason
point-
we did this as our last Kyle pick is this is Kyle's worst pick ever.
Yeah, you're right. When I was thinking about
Worse
it, I
than
was
Children
thinking
of the Corn.
I was thinking like Joe Dirt or this. Which one would I rather watch?
I would
rather watch
so
Joe
much
Dirt.
rather watch Joe Dirt. And
But I mean,
I
before
gotta
we
be
did
honest, I think the sequel to Joe Dirt might be better than this fucking movie.
I
And I
think-
hated that movie.
this, yeah, I think for sure it's better. Remember the woman in that? She's great. Like she's better than anything in any
Yeah,
of these
Brittany
movies.
Daniel.
She is so
yeah,
good.
They at least committed to a female lead in that fucking franchise.
But I give it 1 star. Was that your question? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and I do too, obviously.
Yeah. Well, you love the first one. You gave it 2 stars.
I didn't love it, Jesus.
I don't think we've ranked all the franchises we've done, but I think it's obvious if you listen. But like if our goal is, I don't think we've actually ranked it at the end. Like Paul Blart, I don't think we obviously go 1, 2, but I don't think we actually said that.
Well, I do go 1-2 on all of these.
Yeah. All right. My MVP. You go first. I don't have no idea.
I go first.
Did you just go Eddie Griffin again?
Hey, did you know? Did you ever hear about this Asian guy?
No.
Okay, I did some research while I was watching this movie because it's a boring movie.
Yeah.
And there's like an Asian guy in the movie.
Right.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yes.
All right. The character's name is Lil Kim, which they thought was very funny because that's the name of a female rapper.
Yeah.
And Kim is the name of many Asian men.
Mm-hmm.
So the actor's name was Tony Fish. All right. He had a little career going in Asia, China. He's Chinese. And listen to this. He got caught doing amphetamines. And China is pretty puritanical with their fucking actors. And it was such a scandal that he had to apologize publicly and completely withdraw from the entertainment industry. And then he ended up dying at the age
Oh my
of 37 of a lung infection.
Wow. Well, that's upsetting.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
so
to Lil Kim.
just thought I'd bum you out with that Asian guy in this movie.
Yeah, I didn't think he was bad.
Speaking of Asians in this movie, in the opening it was Suchin Pak. I noticed her. She was like an MTV VJ at the time.
Oh, did you like the opening? I sort of didn't hate the opening where the first Bigalow or Gigolo is everyone's thanking him for last night. That was pretty funny.
Oh, I didn't because I knew it. The second he sees the first dude of the movie, I knew that the dude was gonna thank him, and we were supposed to laugh because he had gay sex.
But also
too.
the maid did when the maid thanked him. I was like,
I
oh, that's pretty
know.
funny. Stuff with the maid. But then it gets to the guy at the gate, and he thanks that guy.
yeah,
Whatever. Listen, you're trying to hang on to anything I can.
I guess so. Hey, also that dirty girl.
Yeah.
She also sang the song in the closing credits.
Did you stay for that?
Yeah, I listened to it. It was okay.
Was it as good as McKenna Grace's closing credit song?
No, I got news for you. I still listen to that every couple weeks.
That's hilarious.
I'll put that on.
Ghost never leaves a haunted house.
A ghost never leaves the haunted house. Boom. It's so good, man.
What a legend McKenna Grace is already.
I'm with you. I've turned a corner on her. I'm seeing what you're seeing.
Yeah, we love her over here.
Yeah, we're becoming big McKenna Grace fans.
Did you say your
I'm
MVP? I said Eddie Griffin.
I'm gonna say Norm,
Okay. Yeah, he has a big speech in this one. I don't remember what
Yeah,
it's about, but
and it's pretty good. And I like that Norm figures into the where they end up in both movies. In the first movie, they just show a picture of Norm and it just says Norm Macdonald only worked one day on this movie. And then in the second one, they show Norm at the end, and it says at the bottom, Norm Macdonald wishes he still had his own sitcom.
Yeah.
And that is A, probably true, and B, hilarious.
I like that he was just Norm Macdonald in both these. That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Well, he was doing an accent in one of them.
Right, the second one. My LVP is Rob Schneider again.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, he sucked.
Fucking sucks, bro. Making movies, shitty movies. Oh yeah.